I started TikTok in 2022. Since posting my drawing videos and my art practice, I gained over 4.5 million views and over 30,000 followers. In 2025, I'm shifting to YouTube, where I have under 500 followers. In this video, I'm going to talk about why. I'm going to talk about how TikTok has impacted my art practice, and then why I'm shifting my attention and focus to a very small YouTube channel. As an artist, TikTok impacted me in 3 ways. Number 3 is, I think, the most important, said as a true clickbaity YouTuber. Number 1, TikTok ate up the time I had to draw and the time I had to create. The nature of TikTok means that you are encouraged to pump out content quickly. The half-life of the content you create is very short, meaning a TikTok video will, jump up in views and then plateau. The highs of TikTok are so high. Getting a video watched, hundreds of thousands of times feels amazing, but it also feels extremely crappy when something doesn't get picked up, when it doesn't get promoted, when the algorithm doesn't find it appealing, or when your audience doesn't either. And that meant I was constantly drawing things and creating things to post on TikTok, and not posting stuff on TikTok because I had created amazing things. To me, I felt that degraded the value of my art and degraded the value of how I thought about art and how I taught art as well. I was creating art videos and creating art so quickly in order to post stuff. TikTok is built on quick. Even the longer videos that do well are built on being produced quickly, posted quickly, and consumed quickly by the audience you create. Secondly, TikTok changed how I think about the value of art. The art that does really well on TikTok and on Instagram Reels, for that matter as well, is art that's immediately splashy. Stuff that you look at, you immediately know what it is. Maybe it's hyper realistic, or maybe it's a TikTok video of a crazy method of creating painting. But the slow techniques, drawing, painting, the stuff that takes time to practice, and the techniques that take time to master, they aren't as flashy. They don't do as well on TikTok and Instagram Reels. These drawings that I loved creating seemed a little bit less worth creating because they weren't getting the attention I thought they deserved. Instead, some of the videos that did well, like a tutorial on how to draw a 3D book, those videos, made me draw things really short. They encouraged me to create these tutorials that weren't actually that great. And the fact that they were not that great or that detailed might have been the reason they did so well. That's a little bit disconcerting. The speed and complexity of this tutorial came up so often in the comments, and the quality of the art and instruction wasn't as important as how much of a response it prompted. But the third and maybe most dangerous way that TikTok has impacted my art practice was it encouraged me to be less adventurous in the art I create. There's a podcaster and writer, Ezra Klein. He said something that was really impactful to me, and I wanted to share it with you. In 2023, his theme for the year with all the podcasts he was creating, or most of them, was about attention. And how attention is a valuable resource that we can choose to allot where we want to. Where people choose to spend their attention tells us a lot about them and a lot about our priorities as well. I don't know about you, but when I think about YouTube, my attention is spent focusing on how I can create value for the people watching and also for myself. Not exactly on going viral. To put another way, YouTube seems to invite me to focus inward in order to create content outward, to create imaginative drawing content and excellent tutorials. TikTok, however, made me look outward in order to create stuff. That meant I was constantly comparing analytics, comparing art styles. Learning from someone is a lot different than comparing yourself and your art to them. That can be a dangerous way to change how you create art in order to fit an algorithm. Now, I can't pretend I'm going to stop posting on TikTok entirely, but I'm switching my attention and focus to YouTube, and here's why. First, YouTube, as opposed to TikTok, celebrates and encourages, I think, a slower, more contemplative art practice. If you're learning to draw or considering posting your own art online, the speed at which people consume stuff online is scary. I think the fact that YouTube videos often do well when they're long, when they're intensive. I think YouTube videos show us that people still have an attention span. People are willing to watch longer videos. They're willing to engage with more deep and nuanced subjects. And I think the fact that people are willing to listen to and watch long form content is a gift to artists. A lot of my drawings take 10 or 20 or 30 hours to create. And the fact that already, even with under 500 subscribers, I have people willing to watch this content is crazy to me. That bleeds into the second reason why I'm enjoying YouTube so far, even with such a small follower and watch count. I think 100,000 views on TikTok is equal to 100 views on YouTube. Maybe not. Maybe that's an exaggeration. But the central point still remains. That on YouTube, when people watch a video, when you see those watch hours climb up, it's much easier to associate that with people actually enjoying the content and engaging with it. On TikTok, the stuff that does the best, I'd say, is stuff that might shock the viewer or stuff that might lead them on with a little bit more of a clickbaity lens. Whereas on YouTube, people engaging with your content often reflects an honest and genuine appreciation for what you've created. As an artist, knowing that people are appreciating the work that you're putting out and engaging with it, whether critically or with praise, it's super, super valuable for that creative process. On one hand, we have TikTok, a platform that celebrates the quick, the flashy, the clickbaity content. On the other hand, we have YouTube. Now, YouTube does celebrate that clickbait content. I've seen it. You have as well. Maybe this video attracted you with a clickbaity title and graphic. But the fact remains is that on YouTube, especially when it comes to art, thoughtful content does well. People are willing to watch and engage. The fact that content on YouTube has a longer shelf life and might be rediscovered far down the line is also incredibly rewarding. On YouTube, as opposed to any other platform, it feels like you're creating content for the long haul. Content that might be rediscovered by someone just at the time they need it, maybe years down the line. In my art practice, ink drawing, I think that's something that's a little bit timeless. And it always felt like I was shortchanged by TikTok, ceasing the promotion of my videos maybe 2 or 3 days down the line. On YouTube, the fact that videos can still receive attention far into the future is incredibly rewarding as a creator, but also as an artist trying to learn. But there's incredible art instruction content from 10 years ago that's still relevant now, I think is a testament to the fact that YouTube can stay with the times and attract new people as well. It's a platform, I think, that rewards creativity, experimentation, and more thoughtful engagement with nuanced subject matters or stuff that just requires more time to understand, explain, and learn. I think art is something that requires that time. So I'm not a successful YouTuber. I don't have lots of followers or lots of video views. But the videos I have posted so far, even with 100 views or 200 views, have felt like they've allowed me to experiment, be creative, and take the time I need to produce thoughtful art videos. Videos that are created because I'm excited about what I'm drawing, not created because I'm excited about what I want to post. That's been extremely valuable to me. And this is not an ad for YouTube. You know as well as I that there's videos on here that are not worth watching. There's clickbait content. But the fact remains is that I think there's some gold to be found in YouTube for artists. That's gold I want to explore and kind of dive into in 2025. So if nothing else, this video is kind of my pledge to myself to explore YouTube more, to commit to it, commit to the long form content that has a long shelf life, that encourages me to dive right into my art practice and spend more time investigating drawing techniques, teaching thoughtful, well-researched tutorials, and talking about art in a cool, nuanced, long-form way. If you're on TikTok right now, but finding it not fulfilling as an artist and thinking about YouTube, then I'd love to hear from you. drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think I'm completely wrong. I'd love to discuss this. I'd love to hear your thoughts about TikTok versus YouTube. And if you're planning to jump into YouTube in 2025 as an artist, I think it's the perfect time. Take that time you need to invest in your art, invest in the platform. I'm pretty sure you're going to be pretty excited and maybe surprised by what happens here.